Anyway, here with reaction to all of this, former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. Look, he lied about having conversations with his son and brother and others about foreign business deals. For 3 years, he said the border was closed and the border is secure. Now he's saying that the economy is doing great, and now they're blaming Donald Trump for crime. Does the buck stop there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue ever?
Well, look, the Affordable Care Act has made health care unaffordable. The list continues to go on, Sean. But I think the most insulting thing President Biden did was on Easter to name that Transgender Day of Visibility. That is a slap in the face to every American, regardless of their faith. And it's a good example of what's going on in the country, Sean. It's not a tyranny of the majority that rules in the country today. It is a tyranny of the minority, of a fringe minority that's actually, in the name of minority rights, exercising a new form of cultural and political tyranny on the rest of the country. That's what the Biden presidency represents. That's what the modern left has accomplished, using Biden as their puppet, their vehicle to accomplish it. And we got to see what's actually going on before we solve that problem. And I think hundreds of millions of Americans today are beginning to see through that veneer for what it is. That's how we're going to win this November.
By the way, this is just breaking. According to the Wall Street Journal, Donald Trump secured a $175 million bond to guarantee the civil fraud judgment during his appeal, saving him from having his assets and real estate seized. Any reaction to what I believe is a weaponized Department of Justice under Joe Biden? Your reaction?
Well, look, that's obviously narrowly good news with that as a breaking report you're bringing right now, but it's an example of this weaponized system of justice. Imagine the same shoe fit the other foot. What would the media's treatment be? We're not a country where a political party in power and a president weaponizes the justice system to go after his political opponents in the middle of an election. At least that's not what the United States of America is supposed to be. That is the stuff of banana republics. And I am worried, Sean, we are skating on thin ice as a country right now. Donald Trump is the one they're going after today. Well, it can be any American tomorrow. And you know what? We have, for 250 years in, protected the dream of our founding fathers, setting this country into motion. That's what's at stake right now in this election. This is a 1776 moment. This isn't one of those elections where it's about increasing or decreasing the tax rate by 1% or 2% here or there. This is about the basic rules of the road. Do we or don't we believe in free speech? Do we or don't we believe in free and fair elections without interference from a justice system prosecuting opponents in the middle of an election? That's what's at stake this year. And I think that just as our founding fathers did 250 years ago, this is a moment for us to remember the basic ideals that this country was founded on. And I think if we do, we can win this election in a decisive landslide that, dare I say it, unites this country. And that's what I'm rooting for Donald Trump to do, and Republicans all the way down the ballot to do as well. That's what it's going to take to get this country back.
You know, I said on this program in 2007, Vivek, I said that journalism in America is dead. I had no idea how right I really would be. We watched the incident last week with Ronna McDaniel. They don't even want have you ever been a Republican or a Trump supporter? That seems to be their new litmus test. Biden lies about the Transgender Day of Visibility. He lies about the economy, told that lie, oh, the economy's great, to Al Roker. He lies about crime being Donald Trump's fault. He lied about the border, saying it's closed and secure. Lied about never talking to his son, brother, or anybody about their foreign business deals. There's an awful lot of lying, and that lying never seems to get called out. And that, to me, is the greatest contribution he will have this campaign cycle that he had the last campaign cycle. They let this guy hide in his basement, and he was able to pull it off because of COVID. Now, is anybody in the mainstream media, will they ever hold them accountable, or is it always about Donald Trump, democracy in peril, demagoguing and lying about abortion? Republicans are racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, everyphobic. I mean, dirty. They want dirty air and water. When does the truth ever come out of their lips? I don't think it's possible anymore.
Of course, they've abandoned all basis for trust of the American people. But this is what George Orwell warned of when he wrote his books. George Orwell intended it as a warning. These people have taken it as a how-to guide. Just as George Orwell said, war is peace. Now diversity is conformity. Now inclusion. In the name of inclusion, they've created a new culture of exclusion where certain points of view just aren't welcome. But it's time for us as conservatives, Sean, to also level up, to rise up and say we're not just going to say this is who we're against. the Biden administration or the radical left. We have to see the problem for what it is, yes. But we also have to say this is what we stand for. This is what an alternative looks like. And so if the left is preaching their message of race and gender and sexuality and climate, I think it's time for the conservative movement to say we stand for the individual, family, nation, God. That beats race, gender, sexuality, and climate if we have the courage to actually stand for something. So that'd be my advice to Republicans this year is, yes, we are up against a machine. Yes, we're up against a dishonest opposition. But we can't fall into the trap of just playing whack-a-mole, just criticizing the other side, or dare I say it, we'll have the same results we've had in 2022 and before. If we want to win decisively, and I see Donald Trump taking steps in this direction, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we go in this direction too, we have to articulate what we stand for as conservatives, as Americans, stand for our sovereignty, stand for an alternative vision. And if we give the American people that, young or old, black or white, they're going to flock behind our alternative vision. That's what we conservatives need to step up and do this year, and we have our work cut out for us.
How's the economy under Joe doing? Not very well. How do you feel about the border? It's a disaster. How do you feel about energy prices in this country under Joe Biden? Law and order and safety and security. How's it working out in your town, in your city? All top of mind. How does America look on the world stage, getting lectures now from Mexico and elsewhere? We'll get into that later tonight. All right, Vivek, thank you. We appreciate your time.
In the soft embrace of morning light, rocky and warm yet hopeful inside, a whisper of promise, a sense so sweet, reviving energy with every heartbeat. Oh yeah, stumbling down the stairs with grace, favorite mother cherished embrace. Each sip, a dance of enchantment, caffeine's elixir, a daily enchantment. Morning sun, a gentle caress, bathing the world in warmth no less. A symphony of flavors in every pore, awakening senses, a ritual to adore. The kitchen hums a quiet tune as dreams unfold not too soon. The elixir, stories take flight. In the world of coffee, my spirit alights. I'm cradled, a vessel of tales. Each sip, a dialogue as morning unveils. Bitterness, a new world of tales. As the day unfolds, a caffeinated tale. In morning symphony, where moments prevail. Coffee, my companion in the sunrise quest. In the ritual morning, my eternal zest. The world awakens, a canvas so bright. In the palette of dawn, a captivating sight. A dance of flavors, a morning trance. In the world of coffee, life's sweet romance.